Hi, Debbie.
Hi.
How are you? Yeah, all good. How are you?
All good here. Yep. All looking forward to a little bit of crafting.
Yes, definitely. And I'm doing my usual. I'm just posting our link on our Twilight Crop and Craft group so people can find us, because we're live on our Facebook page and on our YouTube channel. So that's great. People will be able to find where we are. Great. Yeah, the week has flown by. It seems to be Thursday before we know it. I think when I put a little advert up for tonight, it was, where has the time gone?
I know, it flies by, doesn't it, each week?
It does. And we're working with the beautiful Hidden Creek collection by Arden Creative Studio tonight. So it's going to be lovely working with this stuff. Hi, Kate. Good to have you with us. Fantastic. A few more people joining, which is great, because there are some new goodies to show that have just landed on the website. 2 beautiful new collections from 49 Market. So we've got Wanderlust Explorer, which is by Dennis Bruton. And then we've got One Perfect Day, which is designed by Joanne Bain. So I'm going to show you some of these because you haven't had a chance to see these.
No. Are you going to go full screen?
Shall I go full screen so you can have a proper look at what we've got? Here we go. Let's go widescreen. Fantastic. Can you see that okay, Debbie?
Yeah, that looks fab.
Lovely. So let's have a little look at what we've got. So yeah, 2 brand new collections from 49 Market. They're on the website now, and I love them both because the second one, One Perfect Day, is kind of a wedding theme, which I'm scrapping my wedding with Crafty Garden, but I do think some of the pieces I would be able to use. So I'll show you those next. It's freezing, isn't it, Tina? I've had the heating on today, and the sun was shining this morning, but it was still like 2 degrees and there was frost on the car. So yeah, feeling the cold. I'm waiting for that warmer weather. We had a weekend of it and I thought, oh,
yeah, I thought it was warming up, and yeah.
And then
hi, Steph.
Cold snap again. Hi, Steph. So Wanderlust Explorer reminds me a little bit of the Wherever collection. Can you remember we had the Everywhere collection and we had the Wherever collection? So this is another travel inspired collection, but it's got a real vintage feel. So this is the collection bundle. It's got the 12 by 12 paper pack, the rub-on transfer set, the laser cut elements, the washi tape, and the epoxy stickers in there. So you can see that is the whole bundle if you want everything in one, which is nice. Then you've got the solids and the patterns collection pack, which we're used to. $12.99 this time. Sometimes they're $15.99 depending on how many papers that you get. But this is 8 double-sided paper, 1 of each design, and you get a 9th bonus sheet that is on the reverse of the cover. So I just love these. And what I like is these frames, because I work with the Starlight Dreams collection and they had this kind of frames. If I come in closer, it's sort of the woods I love, the frames. There's obviously a map of the world. These are little cameras. Love the little cameras and backpacks. So that's beautiful. And then the solids are a nice complement to it. So that's a plain piece, but I like all the little patterns as well. So that's the solids. You've got some ledgers. You've got some sort of vintage style. So that's the solids and the pattern papers. And then we've got chipboard word sticker elements. We're quite familiar with this kind of style of embellishment for 49 Market. And those are packed. So words like chasing, grateful, memories, breathtaking, explorer on that one. And then these are kind of, let me hold it a bit closer in focus. There we go. So you've got compasses, you've got tickets, you've got frames. Love those die cuts. Then we've got laser cuts, just 1 type in this collection. So 1 type of laser cut. We've got blendable rub-ons, and then we've got the washi sheets. If you haven't used these washi sheets, I use these on a mini album. So they peel off in a long strip and they're great for edges of layouts or edges of mini books. They work really well. So if you haven't used the washi tapes before, really versatile. They come in big sheets. The laser cut elements, look at these. Now this reminds me of the Wherever collection, because I made a mini book with this. Well, not with this collection, but with a similar one. Let me grab it. I think some of you have seen this before. So this was I think this mini album would work perfectly with the Wanderlust Explorer, because this had lots of little tickets and all the travel. You can see here all the little vintage suitcases.
Oh, that's really
cute. Those. So actually that, which is discontinued now, you can't get that collection. I think this is equally beautiful. So that's the laser cuts, the blendable rub-ons and the washi tape sheets. And then we're used to seeing a tote bag. The greatest adventure is what lies ahead, in a lovely little zipper tote, which I love, with the little 49er Market logo. And then you've got the epoxy stickers, which are great for scrapping all those travels that might be ahead. So that's the Wanderlust Explorer collection. And then next up, if you have any weddings coming up, this is called One Perfect Day. So quite muted tones. Now I've used Crafty Garden to scrapbook my wedding because mine was sunflower themed, but I wouldn't choose the pinks for to scrap my wedding. But I love these little words that have got One Perfect Day. Some of these are quite neutral.
Oh, they're nice.
So actually some of those yellows and browns would go with my theme. So I think you can mix and match some of these. I like these as well. You've got Mother of the Groom, Father of the Groom, Maid of Honour.
Oh, that's bubbles. Nice to have all the different titles, isn't it?
Yeah, let me see if it will come into focus for you. And I think, again, those would mix and match with different collections. You've got the rub-on transfers. Hi, Nicola.
Hi, Nicola.
I mean, those are quite, for any occasion. I wouldn't say they're necessarily wedding themes, lace, vintage, but some of them are very wedding themed, because you can see you've got the dress, you've got the drapes. So yeah. Some of them are, but I also like these, the wildflowers, because I would use those. I'd use those on any type of vintage floral layout, not necessarily for a wedding. And then you've got the collection pack. So I would say, again, that isn't specifically wedding, that's just vintage and floral. And then to coordinate, you've got the solids pack. So some of it is very wedding themed, others definitely more vintage floral, and you could mix and match. Those laser cuts, you can see you've got the chapel, you've got the car, you've got the dress, the rings. But these are my favorite. I'd use these on any type of layout. See those little light bulbs?
Oh, they're cute.
Laser cut hanging light bulbs. There they are.
Oh, very nice.
That is, I'd love a whole set of laser cut hanging light bulbs. That would be fantastic. So yes, that is the 2 new collections. So let me bring you back, Debbie, so we can get going with some crafting. And I think we've got quite a lot of new collections ahead of us, because we're going to have Vicky Boutin's new collection coming out in April with 49er Market.
Yeah.
Paige Evans will be working on a new collection with Pink Fresh Studio. So it's all going to be happening, isn't it?
So have you got your layouts that you've done already for Hidden Creek?
Yes, let me show you.
I've only done 2.
I've done 1, so you are definitely ahead of me.
I'm ahead. That's unusual. So I've done this one.
Lovely stash, yeah.
And I finished last week. I was painting all the leaves and all the flowers, and I finished. We did the same one, didn't we? Did we use the same paper for that one?
Yeah, same paper, but in a completely different way. Yeah. And I've gone very sort of black soot to sort of really darken the edges. Yours has got that lighter feel because you've used the lighter green in the stenciling.
Yes.
So that just shows same paper, two completely different ways.
And this one I finished on the spotty. I did last week. I did loads and loads of painting, so I finally stuck it together.
I love it. Yeah, Nicola, it was just mentioning in the chat about the flowers in this collection, and you're right. It's worth looking to see which bits might be. I think this would complement with some of the other collections. So Moonlit Garden, Tranquility, Rouge. There's quite a few collections that I think would mix and match with that.
Oh, thank you, Tina.
It's gorgeous, isn't it, Debbie? Tina, she's done a fab job on that one. All the little die cuts and how you've organised it is just beautiful. And then we've got Fresh Snow shipping this week, our monthly kit.
Yes. Yeah, that one's, they've nearly all gone out now. Fantastic. Nearly all of them.
Busy. You have been busy. So we're going to be working on a couple of different ones. I can't decide what to get started on. I've started to plan this. You can see here there's bits and pieces. So this is this beautiful background paper.
Yeah, I don't know whether to do this one or this one first.
And I've started thinking about that one, Deb, in that, let me bring this, none of it's stuck down. You can see I've been planning. This one, I've cut a hole in the card. Can you see I've cut a bit of the card out here?
Oh, yeah.
And it's not stuck down yet, but I've tucked a semicircle in and then built all the layup out. I've yet to play around with it. But this is what I'm thinking for this one, because it's sort of a frame, isn't it, as you say? Yeah.
I might have a go though first, just trying some. I've got some. Can't remember what they're called.
Oh, Lindy's magical shakers. I'd love you to show
it. It's a lovely green, so I'm going to have a go because I'm sure. I'm thinking a little bit of this, a little bit of stenciling. And this looks like a green as well. They both look like greens, two different shades.
Oh, definitely show us, because
I don't know what do you reckon? You just sprinkle and spray?
Yeah. So I've got the infusions, these little bottles.
Yeah.
And these are from Art from the Heart, that kind of thing. Whereas Lindy's, they do the same thing. So they react with water. We've got those in stock online, but I'd love to see what they do.
Oh,
they react a bit like brushos, I think.
Yeah.
Let's see what they do.
Start.
And I think you don't need much, and then it goes a bit mad, a bit like brushos do.
Oh, let's see what this does. There's hardly anything on there at all.
Kate, do you know, I was thinking of you, Kate, as I was scratching that piece of paper. I was like, oh, quick, do this quickly, because we don't like the noise. Sorry, Kate, I'm with you. Scratchy paper. Turn the sound off.
Now, that wasn't actually green. That was blue.
Oh, that's blue.
But it's okay.
Oh, Nicholas says, loving your sleeves. This is my Popsy PJs. It's comfy. This is my lounge wear. So I've got crazy arms. Yeah, Nicholas says could see some of the One Perfect Day working with P13 or Minte stuff. It is.
Yeah, definitely go with something very, very muted.
Pastel, muted. And I remember the P13 being very sort of watercolory and muted. What should we go with? A bit of Gathered Twigs. Did you say Gathered Twigs is a good match, or Walnut Stain?
Do you want me to check my list?
Oh, your colour swatch. Yes, please.
Let me just...
I'm not going to do any more scraping stuff.
I have got Walnut Stain.
Walnut Stain.
Walnut Stain, yeah.
It was Walnut Stain. It's the darker, not Gathered Twigs. Gathered Twigs is always my go-to.
Now, I think that's quite nice.
Oh, yeah. Bit of spritz. Oh, look how it reacts. And just let it all bleed in together. And then you can blot a bit if you want to, or add a bit more water.
I'm liking that. This is lighter than I was expecting. The colours that you see aren't a true reflection, I would say, of. Might add. What else have we got?
Right, I'm going to tuck that in.
This looks kind of. What's it called? That will give me a clue. Blue green. Let's have a little bit of this as well.
So what is that set you've got? Is it called Tea and Crumpets or something? I'm sure you've got quite a big set, because you can get them in boxes of 6s or they come in larger sets.
Magical shaker.
I'm sure yours was called Tea and Crumpets.
Yeah, I think it was. I can't see a label on it.
It's got a funny name.
I think when I opened it, I think it took the label off.
Ah,
got no label left.
Sure you went for Tea and Crumpets.
Oh, the lid's come off this one. That could be disastrous.
Right, I'm going to ink this, but I'm not going to rough it up. It's too much on the sound. Too much scrapey. So is anybody else getting any crafting time tonight, or have you had any crafting time this week? I think we look forward to this hour because it's about the only time we do get. That's a little bit of downtime. If in doubt, ink everything. Oh, Tina, really good question. So we have been messaging the stockist in the US, and even the warehouse is out of stock. But we're on the waiting list. So as soon as they come in,
we're hoping early next week they'll be back in stock. But it's a bit of a waiting game.
So we will keep you posted on that one.
Yeah, we are really hoping they come in soon, aren't we?
We are, because we've had lots of back in stock requests. They are proving very popular. They've flown out. I think it's caught on how brilliant they are.
And they are just fantastic.
And now, of course, everybody wants them, and now it's hard to get hold of them. So we will let you know as soon as we do. Oh, Steph's fussy cut a couple of cut files and now fussy cutting. Did you cut them on your machine, Steph? Now you're just sort of fussy cutting out. I love backing cut files. That's the kind of thing I do in front of the TV. That's the kind of thing I can do whilst watching. Has anybody been catching Tim Holt's education videos? I've been watching some of them and they're just brilliant. Obviously, I've watched quite a lot of his stuff, but you just always learn something new. He's been showing, he did one just generally about distress. So he talked about all the inks and the oxides and the difference between them all. Then he did one on embossing glazes.
Oh, yeah.
And what I didn't realise, because I've got quite a few embossing glazes have more of a see-through sort of translucent quality. Normal embossing powders are opaque, so they're not see-through. So that's how you get that distress and all the colour coming through, because they don't completely cover something up. And I thought, I'm still learning.
Yeah. I mean, he's so clever, isn't he?
He is so good. He is.
Has anyone been watching Vicky Boutin's new journaling?
I haven't had a chance yet, but I saw some people were doing colour swatches.
Yeah, that's what I've seen, and I'm really keen to try it, but I just haven't got round.
Because we love a colour swatch.
Oh, we love a colour swatch.
So I'm going to I'll have to tune into that. They're all there to watch back, aren't they?
I think the idea is you start a journal, but you choose your colours, and then you have paints and inks, and you choose what colour swatch you're going to do. I don't know if it's for the whole journal, but it seems like it from what I've seen. So yeah, it looks
love that.
Really good.
So I've put that little title on foam just to give that a bit of dimension. I quite liked this. This was from the ephemera pack. And I quite like the idea of having the circle cut out so that some of the stripes come through. That's going to need a bit of ink. Back to walnut stain. Nicola finally finished unpacking your craft tote. Oh, because you did the paper box retreat. Amazing. Oh, good. Your other half's away so this weekend. You get a bit of time in the craft room. Yes. After bedtime. That's lovely. That's when I tend to, if I do a little crafting on the evening, I put a live or something from YouTube on. Normally Tim Holtz or Vicky Booton, or just that playing in the background as I go. It's almost like you've got a bit of company then.
I'm just going to try a little bit of...
and then a bit of the stenciling over the top.
Yeah, I'm trying a bit of faded jeans. Oh, this is a bit wet still there.
Oh, you could do with a bit of a heat gun.
Yeah, that's upstairs, and yeah.
Yeah, worth having a look at the new Vicky Booton series, Nicola. It's
it does look really good from what I've seen, you know, that other people have posted. It does look like it's...
Yeah, I've seen quite a few people posting their makes, and that means a lot of people are actually joining in. And
yeah, it's kind of a way to do a journal, I think. But then what she does, you can always big it up for scrapbook layouts, I suppose. And
yeah, I mean, we used to do a lot of art journaling.
We did, didn't we?
I mean, it's the kind of thing you pick up and go, you know, go back to. Scrapbook.
What I like about it is I can look back at it and think, oh, that's a good idea for a mixed media page, and I haven't tried that for a while. It's almost like a reference book as well.
Yeah. It does give you those little techniques.
Right, that is a little bit of stencilage. I think I'll have to leave it to dry.
Stencilage. What a fab background.
I'm quite pleased with that. Those Lindas.
Yeah. They are. It's amazing.
Right, I'll leave that to dry.
Love a bit of Lindy's.
Dry my beauty.
Yeah.
We'll see what you look like when you're dry.
That background will be ready to scrap for the next layout. Oh, Tina, I've done some of Kate Crane's classes. Yeah, love it.
Oh, love her classes.
I've often used some of those backgrounds that I've made on Kate Crane workshop days with like to turn into cards as well.
Yeah.
It's been nice. Mm-hmm. This is when you need this tiny little gun with these little laser pieces. You don't get glue everywhere then. Seems strange when you flip these over and you realise they're printed on both sides, which is different to other laser cuts I've worked with before. You're surprised by that. It's lovely.
I think that's genius.
It is genius. Definitely. Right. I think it is very simple, this, but new discoveries, the great outdoors. Doesn't need much because the paper is so beautiful. Does most of the work. Okay. So that's that one done. Don't think it needs any more. It's all the detail just there, but I like the way you can use a craft knife to cut a little bit out so that it overlaps. It's almost like those are the embellishments, but that's actually just part of the paper. What was on the back of this one? All dots on that one. Right, let's go on the next one. This is the next one I was partway through planning. This is going to need a bit of inking, I reckon.
Oh, you've been very busy, haven't you?
I did a bit of planning at the weekend. I tend to enjoy doing a bit of prep. Well, normally my little one is, well, you know, he's crafting at the table or making a mess or doing something. So then I get a little bit of creativity going. Because sometimes on a night time, my brain's not up to it.
Very often on a night time, my brain's good for nothing.
Exactly. Whereas on a morning, particularly on a weekend, I mean, you and I get up early, I know, because we message each other. We're up early birds.
Yeah, love getting up early.
Most productive first thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else who's with us is most productive on a morning.
I get more done from 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock probably than I do the rest of the day.
I mean, when I say early, I'm a 6:30, but 5 o'clock.
On some days, I make myself stay in bed till 5. You know, I have been maybe up at 4:30 before now.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Early birds.
It is what it is.
Steph, yeah, that's why you fussy cut on the evening, because it's just exactly, if I'm going to do something on an evening, it is something like that in front of the TV. Doesn't need a lot of brain power, but quite therapeutic nonetheless. Right, that's my little circle stuck down. So that, I just used one of my acrylic circle templates to cut out a piece. Roughed it all up. Kate, you'll be glad to know I did the roughing up before the live. No more roughing up. I've roughed up this edge as well. Oh, it's nothing worse than that sound. So it's just a case of working out if this is all going to be right in the right place. Let's see. Stick my photo down, I think. So we've got a crafty weekend coming up because we've got the crop this Saturday. So I can't wait for that. Highlight of the month. Anybody else got any crafty plans? Oh, Steph, I love mine. I use them all the time. I don't know what I'd do without them now, because before I was trying to find dinner plates, or, you know, it was never the right size and it used to really irritate me. So I reach, and also I could, because this piece of paper, can you see it's got the printed circle here with sort of etchings? I could choose the right size circle to deliberately fit that bit of printed paper. And that's why those templates are just so good. So I don't want to waste this ephemera. I'm going to cut that bit off because I can keep that. I only want to tuck a little piece here. Maybe.
I was going to mount in grey, but I don't think it stands out. I think I'll do a tiny bit of white, but ink it.
Oh, yeah, just to make it pop a bit.
Yeah.
Good idea.
The grey didn't pop enough.
Yeah. If you're going to mount something, you want it to jump out a bit, don't you?
Yeah.
Right, a little bit of this. I might need a few more tickets. Yeah, so I don't know if anybody else has got any plans for the weekend. I don't know what the weather's going to be like. That sometimes determines.
It won't bother us, will it, on Saturday?
No, we will
just
be.
Hope it's not raining. We're getting everything in.
Yeah, that's what we prefer. And actually, sometimes as the weather gets nicer, it is nice because we sometimes like sit out and have lunch, don't we?
Yeah.
If it's obviously not this time of year, but as it gets a bit warmer. It is nice. Oh, Nicola, your box of goodies is on its way. Good. So you'll have new things to play with.
Oh, it's very exciting, isn't it?
Steph, you're going to be crafting from home this weekend. Getting some ideas up together. And I did see, Steph, you've got one of those wonderful sculpture statues to start decorating where you work. So that's amazing. I've done one of those. Oh,
we've got one in work as well.
Oh,
we've got two. I can't remember which one it is.
There's a gorilla up on our high street that's outside of vets. I think they sometimes either get donated or purchased to stay on permanent display.
They're doing a new trail in Bristol this year, I think.
Oh, right.
Wallace and Gromity.
Oh, I think I saw that.
Is that
advertised? I'm sure I saw that advertised. Steph, you normally know about the trails because you're normally well researched on what's coming up. Oh, Steph, you found it because you went to Cripps Causeway to view, so you found our Shaun the sheep. Yay. Ah, it's wonderful. Really special. Right, do I use a few more foam pads? Trying to use up these fiddly circle foam pads because they wouldn't be my first choice of foam pad. They do the job, but they're fiddly.
Yeah.
I like those squares you gave me.
Yeah, I much prefer a square.
And you've got the big foam on a roll now. I know a few people have ordered the giant foam on a roll. We've posted quite a few of those giant foamies out.
Giant foam is the way forward.
Giant foam. I think Steph had a couple of giant foamies. It means you can just cut off what you need, and it is really good value. Has to be said. Right. I think I might need a couple more tickets here. And there's nothing like a bit of coordination. So I've got, that I think would coordinate with these. I've got the, what's this? Sunbeam. I think Sunbeam is going to match. Yes. Perfect colour Sunbeam. Let's have one of those. Maybe a bit of toast, colour swatch toast. Let's have one of these. Shall we go for, I haven't even opened these ones yet, the longer. Go for this one. You definitely used up a lot of your tickets the other week, Deb, with the competition.
I did. I used up a load.
I mean, I don't know what I'm taking to the crop this weekend, but definitely I could just bring my tickets and do that. Because that's a real way
I don't know what to bring. I never get anything done.
I don't know what to bring. We don't normally get much done, do we? We're normally too busy chatting and organising.
Oh no, it's just
we don't mind.
Carry in and carry back out again.
Yeah. Did we each do a tiny something last time? I think maybe we did.
A tiny something for the first time in ages, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We're used to it. Right, I've layered my tickets. Tickets are there. It needs a little bit more foliage. Let's see what we've got. You've been using these laser cuts.
I haven't used any yet, but I will probably on this one.
I need something a bit delicate, this one.
Yeah, they are super delicate, aren't they? They're really nice.
They're such good value, these as well. For 4 sheets. Right, yeah.
I'm so glad that I know Katie Perteet's moved to another company, but I'm so glad that she's still designing sort of the same kind of things.
Oh yeah, she's so good. It's beautiful, isn't it? And it's so, this is like so easy to work with.
Oh yeah, it's been fabulous.
Like these layouts have come together without a huge amount of planning because all the pieces are so lovely.
Yeah.
Easy to put together when they're as beautiful as this. Right, I've stuck that down. Let's stick some of these and then I'm going to go for foam. Bit of foam on some. This one needs a bit of foamy.
Oh, Steph said take your Lindy's and make some backgrounds. I think it'd be a bit messy, Steph.
Is it? Is it messy? Yeah.
Well, it could be.
It's I've got my infusions as well I want to play with. Do you know? It's once you get going on something like that, it's hard to know whether to do that at home or to it is quite a quick thing to do at a crop. Like you say, will you leave a pathway of destruction with the mess? Oh,
we could well be leaving a path of destruction.
Yeah, they're very pigmented, aren't they? So you have to be careful where you put it.
Bit like brush shows. I mean, brush shows, you end up like staining everything, don't you? Your hands, everything you come in contact with.
Yeah. Right, put my little compass there. I wanted this title, Explore More, and then this place here. We're getting there. Oh, that dark edging is effective.
That's what I thought.
What's that with? Is that with black soot or hickory smoke?
Pumice stone and black soot. But I think the black soot is the... I think it does pop now. That's better than white.
I started to use hickory smoke and I went to black soot because it made it pop more.
Yeah, but I think that's slightly better. White wasn't right, but that's better. Right.
You've got a huge pile of ephemera there, just so you can pick and choose.
Yeah, I'm just going to be sticking onto me photo and foamy dotting down the middle so I can tuck things in, but I'm going to have a little play and try and arrange them first.
Right, just finishing off this on foam. Yeah, definitely do need to experiment with some of the powders that I've got, Steph. I've got these infusions and I think they might be quite nice because they're yellow with a brownish background. So I'd quite like to see how they turn out. And I've got Cosmic Shimmers, but I think that's a bit too shimmery. I think that might be enough. I don't want to add too much more to that. That might be okay.
That does look lovely.
I think that came together. It is did have a little bit of weekend planning, but right, I might try my infusions then while let's make a bit of a mess while you're finishing yours off. You've had a little go. Let's see what I can create. Because I haven't used my infusions and I'm wondering, I've seen, because now Kate Crane designs for Paper Artsy, she uses these infusions quite a bit. So I've done, let's move that out the way. Let's get a piece of, so I've got, if I'm matching in with this Hidden Creek collection, I've got a green. So this is called the Sage and this is called Limoncello.
Oh.
And so let's give it a go. So I need a water spritzer. That's what you did with yours, didn't you? So I've got my water spritz. This is completely unplanned. I haven't done any testing, which, as you know, when we do mixed media on a live, if you haven't done any experimenting, it can be a car crash. But hey.
Well, nor had I. That was first.
That was first off?
Yeah.
We're amongst friends.
Absolutely.
So let's see how we go. So I think when I've seen Kate Crane do this, it's like the tiniest bit. And sometimes she dipped a wet paintbrush in, but that's got a hole in. I'm going to do what you did, Deb.
Sprinkle and go.
Oh, yeah, it is. You do need that. I can see tiny little dots. I don't know if anybody can see that. You can't even see it on the camera, can you?
No, you couldn't with the Lindy's though, could you? And
no.
They were definitely there.
Okay. Less is more. You can't see anything. Let's see. Okay. I've got to keep something in here to keep the focus. Otherwise the camera goes in and out. Oh, wow. I'll hold it up in a minute. It's two-tone. Oh, this is very exciting. It's got bits of brown in. Right, Tina, yes. Am I supposed to put water and then sprinkle? Look at that. That's bizarre. I've never used anything like that before. And it's all...
Oh, that's lovely.
But it's got brown. It's got like a brown...
But then the
Distress
Glimmer ones have got like two colours, haven't they? We were surprised by that there were two.
This does say that it has that brown tinge, which I do really like. I'm going to blot a little bit of water because it's all running quite nicely. And then, as you say, Tina, you could do a little bit more. It's all starting to run. Ah, so you've done it with water first, and then you could shake. I do like it. I'm just going to take some of that off. Because that water is running.
Make a water circle, and then the powder only sticks to the water part. That's a good idea.
I think the key is you don't want to dab too much off, or else you take a lot of it off, and the beauty is in how it spreads. And you do want to be quite generous with the water to make it. Shall I go for a bit of green now? Let's see.
Oh, that's nice.
Let me hold it up. I don't even know if the camera really picks up the detail, but
nice.
That's almost like a peacock feather being made there. It's kind of...
It's gorgeous.
No, I don't want to make too much mud. a bit more control, Tina, if you put the water down first. Because I know I see Vicky Booten dabbing away, taking some of it off. I definitely think this is the type of thing where you set it with a heat gun to build up the layers. Otherwise, you're just adding too much water.
Yeah, and that's why mine was really, really wet. So I would definitely...
What yours was that you've just done tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. So I reckon what I would do here is this will be the base of the background. Then I would stencil and stamp to actually create a proper patterned background. Or I've seen people die cut with their mixed media.
Yeah.
So I've often seen Vicky Booten make backgrounds.
Yeah.
And then she just gets a background she likes and then just die cuts from it. She's often a good...
Just inking the edges there because I think they're a little bit too stark. Just going to put a bit of black. I might even try.
Look, I can't help but adding a bit more. I'm like, okay, let's add a little sprinkle more of the green. Very exciting. Need something up here. I'll try that way, Tina. I'll put a bit of water first. This is going to be the start of a wonderful background. It just might take a bit of a while to make it not look like a complete mess.
It's just a starting point, isn't it? It'll be fabulous.
Just the starting point of what looks like pond water. Oh dear.
I can see why Vicky Booton said about the colour swatches though, because with that you almost need a colour swatch. I'm thinking that with the Lindy's, I kind of want a colour swatch to know what the colours will look like.
Once, yes. Because with this, in that bottle, you had absolutely no idea how this was going to turn out. And actually, the yellow and the green has just made more of a brown. And you do, I don't mind a little bit of brown, but you don't want too much mud, do you really?
No.
You want a nice bit of vibrancy, not too much on the mud side. So I reckon that if you then got, where's your, that lovely stencil you made for the kit, Debbie? Here it is. I've got it. Because then I think you would get a coordinating colour. So what did you have in your greens and your blues that you picked?
I had faded jeans.
Faded jeans.
Glass,
faded jeans.
Stormy Sky and Uncharted Mariner.
So Uncharted Mariner would be very dark.
Yeah.
You've got a Stormy Sky and a Distressing. Let's see. Was there a, and you said greens was Evergreen Bough?
And Peeled Paint and Mowed Lawn.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if we make an absolute mess of it. Evergreen Bough. Crushed olive. Yes, Nicola, that is so me. I'm a little bit, although Debbie will tell you I don't really like spicy food, so I wouldn't be adding a bit, yes, a bit like a bit more salt and pepper, a bit more, and it's like, stop now. Gotta stop. Right, faded jeans. I quite like this. Let's try for an Evergreen Bough. See what we think to this. It's not completely dry. Let's give it a quick blast. This might be coming to a crop at the weekend, so I can try and save it, do something with it. Has anybody else used Brushos or this
I've got Brushos. We've both got Brushos, haven't we?
I've got Brushos. Again, I don't think it's something I've used much. I should. But it kind of has a mind of its own. It's kind of a brave. It's a
little bit like a jelly plate, I think. You have to just embrace what you get.
Embrace the kind of unknown, which I am definitely more of a controlled, like to know how it's turning out kind of. As you know, I plan stuff, so
yeah, and I just wing it.
Yeah, Deb's like, I'm just going to go with the flow. Oh, Deb, good question from Nicola. Does Shabby Shutters work with this collection? Do you know in your colour?
It's not one that I colour swatched that I thought worked. I went for the best ones.
Debbie spent quite a lot of time trying to match, and Evergreen Bough was definitely a lovely match.
Mowed Lawn was a really good one. I mean, Shabby Shutters might work, but it wasn't one that I colour swatched, if you know what I mean. There were better ones.
Now this is adding a little bit of extra. I do love this stencil you've designed, Deb.
It works out all right, doesn't it? Let's have a. I think I'm happy with that now.
Well, you designed it because you knew also with this collection it had this kind of emblem on some
one of the papers has got. Where is it?
Yeah, it's lovely.
I saw this paper and I thought, oh, this one.
Yeah.
There it is. I saw that pattern and thought, what a lovely.
It's almost like we're kind of recreating
this
with a mixed media. That's sort of, and then I would do a little bit of text stamping maybe that would add a layer.
Mine is drying. It's very, very glittery.
Oh, yours has got a shimmer to it.
Real shimmer, yeah. I think I'm going to add some more to that when it dries, but it might have to go under something flat to flatten it. Under something heavy,
Here
like
is
a book.
my new stamps that I treated myself to. I know we've sold quite a few of these, but I just had to have
Or is
these.
that the stitches?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think that could be nice stamped.
Yes.
Along
Do you know what I
the
was thinking as well on the weekend? I was thinking if you wanted to stamp that and you were worried about making a mistake, you could stamp it onto tissue paper and then glue it on.
Oh yes, I've seen people do that before.
Yeah.
On tissue.
Just so you didn't sort of make a mistake, because that would be really awful, wouldn't it?
But with mixed media mess, I'm not too worried, but I am going to go an oxide rather than an ink because I think it might stamp up a bit more crisply. Let's go. First time it's been used. Let's do it. Plenty of ink.
And if it's messy stitching.
It's messy stitching, so you can get away with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Debbie loves a good old colour swatch when a new collection comes in. Oh, yes.
Oh, that looks fabulous.
I love those stamps. That's the first time that's the stitched. But then I think then you can build up from the centre out just a little, probably a little bit more stamping, maybe some text stamping or something to distress.
And something that I did on my first layout, I did text stamping tone on tone through the stencil. I don't know if you can see it.
Ah, very good.
But here at the top, I stenciled, but I also did tone on tone stenciling.
Okay, so if I was going to do that,
I would that was peeled paint, so I stenciled and then I stamped.
So I've got evergreen bough, which is what I've stenciled in. So if I do that
and then stamp through the stencil, it should give you more texture.
Oh, genius, Debbie. Let me hold that up in a minute. So I'm laying the stencil over.
I think I'm happy with mine. I think I've...
Yeah, and I'm going to stop now because I'm getting totally carried away. But what a technique. Let me hold that up. Let me show that there. So stenciled through, same ink, but just stamped.
It just adds a little bit more texture. When it's tone on tone, it looks like part of the paper, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. So that's a great technique to carry on down here and here. That is fantastic. Wow, we've been productive this evening.
We've been very productive, haven't we?
We have. So we've got a couple of layouts done.
I've got your shiny Lindies.
Absolutely, got your shiny Lindies. Absolutely loving this Hidden Creek collection. It is fabulous.
Oh, it's gorgeous, isn't it?
It's great. Wonderful. So I think that is us done for the night. We're ready for a sofa snooze, I reckon.
I think we are.
Thank you for joining us, everybody. And of course, we will be back same time next week.
See you next week.
See you next week. Bye.